Welcome back to another episode of Homebuyer University, and today we're going to be talking about how do you get a lower interest rate.
Now, I want to categorize what an interest rate essentially is. Let's think of it like your risk score. When a bank is assigning interest rates, essentially they're saying, how much risk are we taking when giving out this loan? The higher your interest rate is, the riskier they think you are. The lower it is, the less risk they think you carry. So improving your interest rate all comes down to improving how banks view your risk. Now, talking about your individual risk assessment and interest rate, we do want to make sure that you know the caveat of, hey, if you're a perfect person, you're not going to get a 0% interest rate. You still have to kind of operate within the realm of where rates are and where that average is. But your individual risk is going to determine where you fall against that current average. Are you going to be on the lower side or the higher side? Andrew, give us the biggest thing banks look at when assessing your risk to give you your interest rate.
If you have a really good credit score, chances are your interest rate's going to be a lot lower. It shows that you've had good habits of managing debt and payments in the past. If you've got a lower credit score, typically that means that you've had some trouble in the past managing some of those debts and payments, and really what that means to the bank is that you come with a little bit higher risk, signifying a slightly higher interest rate. So one of the easiest ways to improve your interest rate is to improve your personal credit score. After credit, is there anything else that someone can do to improve that interest rate?
Keeping in mind that banks' whole interest rate world lives around risk. And so after that credit score, one of the things that you can do to show them that you're less risky is to put more down. And this is oftentimes a little bit harder, a little bit more work, and sometimes not possible. However, the larger the down payment is, the interest rate tends to be better as well. So if you're thinking like, hey, how do I get a better interest rate? Increasing that down payment, if you have it, could be a good way to do so. And the reason why is banks see a larger equity position in the home that you're buying to be less risky in the event that anything happens. So while improving your credit score is something that is 100% in your control and you can really diligently move it on up, however, that down payment might be a little more difficult to do so. So start with credit, and if you have the luxury of having some cash on hand, playing around with that down payment is going to be that next step.
Those are a couple things that you can do personally to increase your interest rate. Dom, is there anything else that someone might be able to do to get them a better interest rate?
Yeah, so surprisingly, oftentimes the interest rate can come down to the property type that you're buying. Some properties are viewed as slightly riskier. For example, single-family homes will have the best interest rate of all property types. Then you'll have condos. Condos comes with a slightly higher risk because that condo is dependent on the health of the HOA, and that HOA isn't in your individual control, so banks view condos as being riskier. So condos will come with a higher interest rate. Then you have multi-units, where you're now dependent on potential renters to help you cover that mortgage. And if that's the case, that also comes with higher risk. So the properties that you're looking at will also help or hinder the interest rate. So say you don't have the time to work on your credit, or you don't want to, or maybe you don't have a plethora of extra cash sitting around to increase your down payment. Are there any quick, dirty hacks that you can implement to get a better interest rate?
The other thing you can do is you can pay points. Now, we've got a whole episode dedicated to points, how they work, should you be buying them. I'll put that link down below in the description, so check that video out.